This huge liquidation event that happened a few days ago was the biggest liquidation event in crypto history during the quickest period of time, and it absolutely annihilated Bitcoin, altcoins, and the rest of the market. So, is this liquidation capitulation event the end of the crypto cycle? And that's what we're going to be talking about because Bitcoin got slammed, Ethereum got slammed, altcoins got absolutely annihilated. But there's one chart today that's given us hope. The one chart that we need to break out could be breaking out today. And if this breaks out today, that could be the catalyst to drive on risk altcoins straight to the moon. And what is this chart that is giving us hopium? What is this chart that could actually send altcoins on risk? Give us that alt season that we've been waiting for. Guys, it's not within crypto, but we're going to go through the crypto markets. We're going to go through the macro markets and look and identify exactly where we are, what needs to happen next, and what order they need to go in. So firstly, Bitcoin, just a recap on Bitcoin. This is the area we need to take back. It's 117,814. That area represents the biggest area of traded volume within the whole of this range here. So taking back that is going to push us in the top half. Once you get to the top half, you start holding this as support. You've got a higher probability, knocking on the ceiling, pushing through the ceiling into new all-time highs. Now, this is the key. Bitcoin needs to go to new all-time highs. If Bitcoin goes to new all-time highs, that's going to give confidence within the crypto market. When we get confidence in the crypto market, we go further down the risk curve. So that's Bitcoin. That's the least risky asset within the whole of the crypto space. Then we look at the S&P 500 because I talked about this crash here. We were in an ascending channel. When you're in an ascending channel or an ascending wedge, one thing that happens, you're likely to break down to the downside. That's what's happening. We're retesting to try and get back into trend. And in our ideal scenario, we're going to get back into trend, hold that, and then push up again for one more time. One thing that we held was the 50-period moving average. That was support. That was strong support. And we got a nice bounce off the back of that. So the two off-risk assets. We know what needs to happen on Bitcoin. We need to take back 117,814 S&P back into this trend. Once we get back into this trend, then it's going to give confidence further down the risk curve to things like Ethereum, because we need Ethereum to break through 4,520, take back the top of this, and then start pushing through new highs. This is what we're waiting for, is an acceleration from Ethereum to new all-time highs, to sustain new all-time highs, and then push further down into the altcoins. So we look at total three. This is the one thing that's important. We come back and we held this 78.6% retracement. That 78.6% retracement is a 78.6 from this previous high all the way down here. And you can see we held it as support. And then when it falls as support, it acts as resistance. That's exactly what's happening now. However, we've come back to test this level, which is 1.05 trillion. So how far are we away from all-time high? Because this thing needs to break all-time high. It needs to close all-time high before I can confirm my indication for alt season. So 1.05 trillion, we need to hold that in the short term. Taken back 1.09 trillion, what does that do? Takes back your 50-period moving average. Then you can start pushing on the ceiling to break through. Total three. Now, Bitcoin dominance. This is an important one because we got this big rejection candle. Where did we get the rejection candle? It was at this lower high here and at this 200 daily moving average. What was that met by? A big reaction pushing us back down into trend, back into this trend here. Then what happened? Lower low, lower close candle. What does that indicate? Further downside. What is that? Good for crypto. We want to drop in dominance to give us on risk rally as far as alt season is concerned. So that was the dominance. We want a weak dominance. We want a weak USDT dominance. The dominance of USDT stablecoin within the whole of the crypto market. We want this thing to drop. The significance of this is when this thing starts pushing up, that is people selling their altcoins, going into stablecoins because of times of fear. What's happened? Had times of fear. What's happened? A big surge in USDT. Why? Because people are converting into USDT, pushing the market cap of USDT dominance up. That's not what we want. We want people selling their USDT, buying altcoins and pushing the market down. Exactly the same for the DXY. The DXY, that is not crypto. This is a representation of the dollar trading against a bag of currencies. The biggest currency is the euro. You've got the Great British Pound. You've got the Japanese yen. You've got lots of different currencies trading against the big daddy, the dollar. When this is pushing up, that is times of weakness as far as the economy is concerned, because people flood into the dollar during times of weakness. It is the least risk asset as far as currency is concerned. So they go into the dollar, price pushes up. What we want is a rejection at this point, and then another push down. Weak dollar is what we want. Now, the one chart that could break out today, that could indicate an alt season, that could indicate an on-risk rally, it is the Russell 2000. And look at this recovery. A big move to the downside, met by green candle, green candle. We are now pushing and testing the previous all-time high of the Russell 2000. We're testing it today. We could break that today. If we get a break and close of this today, that is going to signal a shift in the market. That is going to signal a shift in sentiment into on risk. That could give us the parabolic blow off top. That could give us the alt season they've been waiting for. So we do need to monitor these charts. We need to monitor the Russell 2000 first and foremost. If we do get a break at the Russell 2000, I'm expecting a recovery on total 3, and then we can confirm that alt season that we've been waiting for. So unfortunately, we've got a few things that need to happen in the short term. I'm going to be here with you guys all the way. Don't forget, get yourself in the Discord group. That's where you can stay really up to date in the Discord group, and this is where all the fun happens. Take care of yourself, and goodbye from me.